Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Today is Thursday, or like what I like to say is Friday Eve. Let's go ahead and go over the stock market. What we're looking for this morning is whether or not levels are going to hold. Will the market can continue down? I'm going to give you some levels that hopefully can make your day a little bit more manageable, but also get you in the right mindset of what's going on here into numbers and so forth. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so ES futures, just really quick, I want to familiarize yourself with my screen. What you're going to see up here are the TOS scrolling here. These are my positions. These are the positions that I'm in, just being fully transparent. This is my current account. And then down here below, we have a weekly on the left-hand side. And on the right-hand side, we're looking at a 4 hour. And most likely, because we're coming to week's end, I'm going to go ahead and change this up to about a 30-minute candle because I want to see if price is going to stay under the EMA cloud that we're using here at Trendy Trading. Which consists of, your normal, well, for me, normal numbers 9, the 22, the 44. Okay, and we'll go over that here in a second. Then over here on the right, we have Trendy Trading brokerage alerts, which is really cool. We're the only ones out there that I'm aware of that do this. As soon as I take a trade out of my brokerage account, it's sent here in milliseconds, and not only does it tell you when I buy something, it tells you when I trim something, and then when I close something. So you can see it's green, blue, and then red. It gives you a lot of information. It gives you the exact time, not an estimated or rounded up time. This lets you know exactly what time I buy, but also what the stock is trading at, even when I buy options, whether I buy equity, and so forth. A lot of information in here. And we also have a complex, we call it this one here, the spreads and butterflies. So if you come in here, same thing, just again, these are spreads and butterflies and also sent within milliseconds, which makes it really cool. All right, so we'll put this back in our live alerts there. And let's go ahead and get started. So ES futures down about 30 points. Basically, every 10 points equals that about $1 in the SPY. When I trade SPY, I basically use my blueprints off of the ES. Same thing with SPX, but the correlation's a little bit different. Lines to the downside are support until proven otherwise. Lines to the upside are resistance until proven otherwise. Okay? So here you can see a red box and we have a green box. And the way that this works is that you're basically full send mode, right? You're having a good time, you're trading to the upside until we get to the red box, and then we start really peeling off. Allocation drops significantly, okay? This is where the yellow flag rises. So lots of caution in here. We open up this week into a target. These were targets that I already had given my members. We hit that target. We waited for price to hold above. It could not. And so therefore price continues down. This morning we are opening into a lower target of mine at 41.69. As I said, I'm going to go into a 30-minute candle just because we are on a Thursday. And we'll kind of go over what I'm looking at. So far the target is working. So if you're trading off of this, you're making a few points to the upside, but your range for right now, we're going to use these EMAs as intraday targets. And this is resistance, again, until proven otherwise. Okay, so even if price bounces off my target here, I would not expect much. I'd expect resistance come in around 41.84 by 41.93. Okay, if for some reason we start to make lower lows on the open session, my target's to the downside, 41.60, 41.58. We'll look there to see if we can find buyers. Lower lows get you into 41.50 and 41.45. Now it's important to understand, if we continue down, what's going on the weekly side of things. And over here on the left, you can see we're just consolidating. We have a rounding bottom, is what I like to call it. Here, we're above the 9 EMA, and the past will show you that the weekly candles, when coming into the EMA, consistently flush, but then close above the EMA. Very important for you to understand that. As I've been telling the room here for quite some time, if for some reason the weekly closes underneath a 9 EMA at any point, then things change for me. Okay? So no longer would I be bullish and looking to buy dips, but I would simply be cautious, and my allocation is even smaller than before, and I'm looking for trades to the downside. Okay? All right, so again, these are my ranges for today. 4150 by 4205. So far, buy the dip as we are still in a neutral trend and our target is holding a 4169. Let's go ahead and move on to the NASDAQ. NASDAQ's down about 140 points, about 42 points or so to every dollar in the QQQ. All right, nice little cup. We pull back into an inside and up formation. These were our buyers. This is not high inside, folks. We already put this up here before price got there. What we're looking for this week so far is just an inside. And if we continue inside, that means the price of the NASDAQ will not get over 13,700. Means we're kind of locked in for right now. Okay? Until we break above 13,700, then things are starting to look good. My overall target is 13,830. But what about today? What is my range for today? 13,423 by 13,675. Over here on the right hand side, you can see on the 30-minute, same thing is going on here that we're seeing in the ES. We're starting to go bid, but we have resistance above us. For right now, bears are in control. Look for rejection at or around this EMA cloud at or around 13,579. Again, resistance until proven otherwise. Range 13,402 by 13,675. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's go into AMC. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because we have a lot of traders who might be trying to take this trade, after a good 2 weeks up, right? Or after several days up and don't understand that levels are really, really important. And instead of just buying or FOMOing into a trade, it's more of a if this, then that scenario. Let's go ahead with those numbers. As of right now, price pushed up towards the 75, 76 level this morning, has pulled back. Notice that the trendy indicators give you buying opportunity. They indicate buy levels. So these green arrows are trendy specific. When in an uptrend, we look for price to come into these arrows and then we look to buy. Now you do have to take into consideration how long the name itself has been going up, how extended is it, and so forth before you just buy blindly. So when we look at AMC and we assess it, we can all agree that it's a little overextended. So if I'm taking a trade here, it's an intraday trade until proven otherwise. What does that mean? Well, it's a little extended. And if I take the trade and I start to make money on it, if my expectations are met and I'm making more money than I expected, then I can keep that trade on for a possible swing trade. Again, till proven otherwise. Notice that price has come into the green arrow or the trendy indicator and has popped from there. It may not look like a big deal to you, but that's roughly 52 into 64. And that's using trendy indicators. All right, so what are our levels for right now? Just like everything else I've shown you, we're in the cloud. It's resistance until proven otherwise. Look for price to move above the cloud, and if we do, right underneath this shelf of selling around 70, 71. Let me give you an exact number. 72.05. This is resistance. Support for right now, 49.39. If it breaks 49.39, look for price to move at or near 43.5. That's AMC. Don't forget who sent out the video on AMC before the masses got here. We had this pegged. And then back in January, we bought at $2 in AMC. We've always been on the right side of AMC, and I would continue that way. Let's go ahead and move on to GME for fun. Let's see what this bad boy is doing. All right, so 282 of a close yesterday, 269 pre-market. Same thing that's going on here is going on with AMC. A small pullback. These are our levels for today. 259 holds. I'm looking for 317. That's the bigger picture. As far as this morning is concerned, 258 needs to hold and game needs to get above the EMA cloud. Okay, and that is roughly around 276. Your range for today until we take out a high is going to be 287 by 253. That is my range for today in game. So let's take a look at the SPY, the Qs, DIA, and IWM. These are really important. We use here at Trendy what's called a neutral strategy. Basically, it's as simple as it looks. As price moves above the neutral, we look to go long into our upper targets. You can see here that SPY gave us an opportunity to go long over the neutral. It hit T1 to the tick. These are sent out over the weekend. These are not high insight trades. This is my methodology that I put together. Very cool. Now, as we wake up this morning, we are breaking the neutrals. Our targets are the lower levels. Okay? This one has not. This is neutral. This is your IWM. So how do you approach something like this? Well, you have to take into consideration the overall trend. I can tell you on all of these, the bigger trend is bullish, right? So when we're looking at these levels down here or lower on the curve, we're looking for price to get bought up, right? We're looking for buyers to come in at these levels. So again, levels to the downside are support until proven otherwise, and levels to the upside are resistance until proven otherwise. Basically, we're just range bound. Today on the SPY, 416.64 holds, looking for a move into 418.55 and 419.50. QQQ, 329.30 holds, looking for a move in at 331.61 and 332.40. DIA support 343.09, range possibly into 345.64. Most of these sound range bound. IWM 225.60 is support, 228.48 resistance. These are our levels for today on these specific stocks. We have a lot more that we're looking at and interested in, but we need to be patient. One more before I leave. That's going to be Boeing, BA. I'm slowly building a position here. What I'm looking for is the weekly. That's my biggest interest. I'm not interested on a smaller time frame. Notice pattern recognition. We brought this up a couple weeks ago. Price is holding this trend line, and it's really at the end of the day the best time to buy this is off of this level. Notice that Boeing came into this level a couple weeks ago, and it's pushed up very nicely. Yesterday we did come into T1 or target 1, and we resisted. Lines to the upside are resistance until proven otherwise. Notice price has moved into here and pulled back. So watch it consolidate. Wait for it. As long as price is staying above this 247.92 by Friday, I still like this trade. And really at the end of the day, folks, this 9 EMA cloud, what I'm watching on the weekly is important to me. Okay, so again, this is a swing trade that I'm building in. Okay, that's it for now. If you like the video, please give us a thumbs up and a retweet. I do believe these levels can help a lot of traders out there. Also, if you have any time, check us out at TrendyTrading.co. We sent out a blog last night. You can find some content there if you're interested in just learning. Come check us out.